a small space. Number two, it burns a lot of calories because you're engaging almost all the muscles in your body when you're doing it, and you're moving your body through time and space in continuous motions. The more muscles that you work, the more calories you're going to build, and it takes effort. You're hitting both energy pathways, and you're also hitting aerobic and anaerobic. And you could really balance it between. When somebody says that burpees is a cardio exercise, they're 100% absolutely wrong about it. Burpees is not a pure cardio exercise. Yes, it does have some cardio aspects. It does have conditioning aspects, but it is also a resistance exercise, and that's why it's so effective, and it's the best is because you could vary the intensity and you could add multiple layers. And as you add each layer, the simple exercise becomes a high level of complexity. As you're doing, you can do 22 counts with it, you're adding squats, you're adding multiple pumps, and the possibilities are really endless. Now, you have to choose when you're doing your routine. Do you want it to be strictly focused more on conditioning, or do you want it to be more of a strength routine? For example, one pumps, doing 500 one pumps is going to be a very conditioning focused exercise. If you're going to do 5 pump Navy SEALs or 357s or 22 counts, you're spending a lot of time in the down. When you're down there, the longer you spend time in the down, that's time under tension, the more strength biased that's going to be. Also, why burpees are so effective, because it constantly engages your mind. One of my favorite types of burpees is to do the 6-count burpee or the 8-count burpee by the numbers, or the 8-count body build. It is a full body, mind, and soul movement because it keeps your mind from wandering. You have to count every repetition. It also builds your conditioning like no other. And when you're doing it with others, it separates the leader from the followers. When you could show up in front of a group of people and you could take them through a 506-count burpee routine, and you count every single step of the burpee, that is a statement. That says something a lot about somebody that can manage the workout, and he can govern the training and pace others through it while doing the exercise itself. When you guys are programming your burpees, you could easily program burpees in between sets of pull-ups, dips, push-ups, curls if you want to do weight training. Kettlebells go really well with burpees. One routine I like to do is you could do 30 down to 1 of burpees and kettlebells. For example, you do 30 burpees, 30 kettlebell swings, 29, and you dwindle your way down to 1. That comes out to 300. No, I'm sorry. That 25 down to 1 is 325 reps. 30 down to 1, I believe that's closer to the 500s of those. It's efficient. It's very time efficient as well. The more proficient you get with the burpee, the more time you will save, because you'll be able to do more work in less time and get a workout. I have done burpees almost on every continent. I have done burpees in the most austere environments, and it has always been my go-to. As I start thinking maybe I should vary it up, maybe I should do something different or a little bit more complex, I always reel it back in with a simple 6-count high-rep burpee workout, and it's a reminder that excellence will always be in the basics. Pick 2 or 3 exercises, get lethal with it, get very proficient with it, and own it. Become really, really, really good at it. High reps, clean form, keep it simple, and that will always endure the test of time. There's a reason why we still do the push-up, as it's one of the oldest exercises. There's a reason why we still do the pull-up, and it's always a go-to. Fads and trends will come and go. The simple exercises that are effective, that are not complex, that are easy to learn, easy to demonstrate, have very little risk but high reward in them, will always keep training. It burns tons of calories. It engages the mind. You could do it anywhere, and it's always on you to do the work. Until next time, stay strong, stay fit. I hope you guys are training. Wolf out. So you always got to remember, why am I doing this? And why am I starting this? You kind of look at yourself and say, what drove me here? Why do I want to do this? There could be a lot of answers, and I don't know everybody's past, but I could almost guess it's because you want to be a better person, you want to be a better leader, you want to be a better example for your family or loved ones, and you want to just look in the mirror, you want to feel good for yourself, and you want to be able to perform. That's what drives everybody. Everybody just wants to be better. If you're content to where you're at, then you're not an eternal student. It's about being an eternal student and constantly progressing and learning and building on what you already have. How do I stay committed? Direct, and you move quick, and you get that stuff done. So when you wake up, you look in the mirror, ask yourself, would I follow me? Would I follow myself in any kind of position or any kind of situation? Just think about that. Stay disciplined, stay focused. You are rooting for yourself. You are on your own team. So love yourself, take care of yourself, support yourself, you know what I'm saying? Support yourself as an individual. Be your own fan. Be your own fucking cheerleader. Because in the end, nobody gives a fuck about you but you. Take care of yourself. I'm going to tell you guys, you're going to have to sacrifice shit. You can't have everything. You know, if your friends want to go out and party and drink, and you know you got to train the next day, then guess what? You're not fucking going out and drinking. You're not going to fucking eat a cheeseburgers and shit and get drunk and think you're going to wake up the next day and hit a fucking solid workout, or look in the mirror and wonder why you're not getting results. You got to sacrifice stuff. That's the end. What are your goals, or what are you willing to sacrifice? And you have to be obsessed with that stuff. You have to be obsessed with your goals. They have to come first. All the other comforts come second. And if they're real people in your life, they'll understand and they'll respect you for what you want to do. Maybe like my friend likes to train and he likes to do burpees and physical fitness, and he doesn't go out with me, but there's more to friendship and relationships than going out and drinking together. I hope you guys could understand that as well. People need to support you in your goals. Your real friends, your real people, the real relationships, they'll understand what you like and they'll respect the discipline that you're doing. And they'll be like, yo, he's doing good for himself. I want to support him and I want to help him along the path, because you're going to in turn be a better friend, a better person, a better father, a better girlfriend or boyfriend, because you're on a positive path. If your mind gives up, sometimes you have to do what we call a tactical pause. If you feel like you're going to quit, stop for 1 second, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, do I really want to quit? Because if you quit now, you can't take that back. So talk to yourself, get grounded, and actually talk to yourself. Think about who you are as an individual. Why'd you start? Why do you want to quit? And is it really worth it? Always going to be responsible for the results you get, how you conduct yourself, the decisions in life that you make, and you have to take accountability for that stuff. And remember, we're in control of everything that we do. Nobody makes us do anything. All the situations that we're put in, we always have a choice. For the training that you do, be your own master. Wake up and force yourself. Get the results that you want, but you really have to want them. There's going to be hard times. There's going to be times where you're going to fucking train. You're just not going to feel like if you had a bad day, and the last thing you want to do is crush the burpees. That's going to be the last thing in your mind. But those are the workouts that count when you don't feel like it, and you have to really push every ounce of energy and every ounce of effort that you have in your heart to do rep after rep suck and you're going to want to quit, but just don't. Keep going. Don't stop. I promise you it gets better and it gets easier because you're getting stronger. We need strong people in this world. You guys are responsible for being role models. You're a role model to somebody, whether you know it or not. Somebody's going to look at you and they're going to derive inspiration and they're going to learn from you. You're in charge of that stuff. Don't be sheep. Don't be followers. Be leaders. And when things get hard, just put your head down and grind it out. Keep moving forward. One foot in front of the other. Lean into it. Don't back away from anything. Attack your fears head on. Never turn your back. Never turn away. It begins with you.
Jake from State Farm, that Maya markdown saved me so much on my insurance.
Maya, everyone gets surprisingly great rates with State Farm.
How can I ever repay you?
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today I want to talk about one of the most overlooked aspects, and I think one of the most important aspects when we talk about training is attention to detail. Now, we see a lot of the routines and we see these high rep, sometimes advanced routines going on, and we kind of miss that in between the gap. It's the say-do gap of what I'm going to say and what I'm going to do, but we don't see how or why or certain levels of how to get there. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the most important things is attention to detail. And this comes in various forms of your training, from your hand placement to your breathing, to properly warming up, to properly cooling down, fueling your body, getting enough sleep, planning your workouts, incorporating your burpees into other workouts, and overall understanding the why behind what you're doing. Understanding the why of the training is also important as well. Some of the things I think that get overlooked, number one, the most important thing is hand placement when you're doing the burpees. One of the things that I recommend for everybody to do is you put your hands where they feel natural. I know some people are going to say you could put them wide underneath your chest, maybe shoulder width, turn your hands inboard, outboard. Your deciding factor is going to be the results that you get, how your body responds, and if there's any kind of adverse effects to your hand placement. The second thing is the breathing. You have to breathe at least 2 times when you're doing the burpee. I breathe when I place my hands, and then I breathe when I stand up. 2 breaths in the burpee. Do not hold your breath. That's the stuff that's get overlooked. The more you hold your breath, your body becomes tense, your muscles are working, they're subconsciously working, you don't know that they're working because you're not breathing, and you fatigue. Secondly, is your foot placement in the burpee. Your feet have to be underneath you, and then when you stand up, don't kick them out to the side like they do in CrossFit style burpees, because they start narrow and then they loop their legs over to cut the distance shorter. So they say it's efficient, but it's not. It's cutting down the movement, and it's also putting unnecessary pressure on your hips. Feet parallel, shoulder width underneath you, or close together. Other than that, I don't recommend going any wider. And then understanding the burpee flow and finding a good pace. Your burpee should be flowing smoothly if you're doing high rep workouts. If you're hitting a number of, let's say, 500, you have to find a good working pace and a good working body mechanics where you sustain that pace, where you are getting consistent stimulus in the training and you're not overcooking yourself. If you're doing a 100 burpee sprint, that's different. Or whatever the sprint number for you, if it's 25 is your max sprint number, you're 50. Those sprint workouts, the pace has to change. Understand and formulate a pace that works for yourself, whether it's calculating certain burpees a minute or doing sets of something where you can sustain a sustainable sprint pace. Like for me, about 25 to 30 reps of fast-paced burpees is my sustainable pace. One of the things also we have to talk about is proper warm-up. That also gets overlooked, and that is the key to staying healthy and having longevity in your training. Understanding that if you're doing high repetition burpees, that places a lot of strain on your rotator cuff, your chest, your triceps, your elbows, and your knees. Properly warming them up and getting the synovial fluid going in your joints is going to take your workouts a lot farther. A looser muscle is a lot more efficient than a tighter, stiffer muscle. Think of it as bamboo compared to a brittle piece of bark. Bamboo is strong and flexible. Bark will snap under pressure. Formulate your workouts how they fit your goals. If you're trying to lose X amount of pounds, you need to be doing high rep conditioning burpee routines. If you want to put on some size on your chest and your triceps, you need to be hitting more pumps in the down, like I mentioned in the previous video. But attention to detail in your mind has to go through. You have to go through this checklist in your head of what you need to do before the workout starts and what things you're going to focus on and what things you lack. I have to make sure that my hands are placed properly. I have to make sure I'm breathing, making sure that my reps are clean. I stand up. I'm constantly engaged. The only thing you should be thinking about is the next rep. That's how you get through long workouts. It might feel like a daunting task where you say, I have X amount of reps left. No. Focus on doing the next rep. And as soon as you stand up, your only goal is to do the next rep over and over again. Tangible, small results will get you a big result in the end. A big positive result. Training should also feel not like a chore, but you should feel like you're something that you're looking forward to. When you get up to train and say, I'm grateful that I'm able to get out of bed and hit this routine. It shouldn't be a chore. Don't curse it. Only positive things come from training, sport, mental toughness, physical fitness, and a feeling of well-being. Get into a flow state when you're doing your burpees. After a while, things almost become effortless. It's because you're in that zone. Figure out what you need to do to stay in that zone, carry on, and continue with that. Other things that are attention to detail is the way you dress during your workout. What I say is tuck your shirt in. Understand that all the little things matter because you find meaning to them and you show it to other people, and that brings also meaning to them as well. Tucking your shirt in and maintaining a neat appearance. All that stuff is important because you're like a resume. You're a walking resume. You represent who you are. Be proud of yourself. You train hard. Tuck your shirt in. Maintain a neat appearance. Show that you have a lean waistline. You worked hard for it. I want to continue to train. I'm going to post these talking videos for a while. I hope you guys are doing well. Attention to detail will always prevail because that's what separates the champs from the chumps. Until next time, stay focused. I hope that advice helped. Wolf out.